Well, we received some grant money from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, focusing on foster families and foster care. One of the goals of DESE is to make sure that all children are ready to learn when they're in school, or come to school ready to learn. And if anybody is not in a place to learn, it's children who are in such upheaval as being in foster care. I think it's underestimated the amount of upheaval that they go through when their entire world is upside down. Because if you imagine that everything you know has now just disappeared, because in an instant they're taken away from their family and their home. They may have nothing with them except the clothes that they're wearing when they leave the house. And then they're at a new school the next day. And then they're expected to just sit there and be ready to learn. So that's just not a realistic expectation for a child who has gone through that. And it doesn't necessarily get better because they've been in care for a week. Oh, they've been stable. They still have just lost everything. So there's such grief involved. There's such a sense of loss and uncertainty throughout all of it. Even things such as smells. Like, they may have been in a home where there was such neglect that it smelled really bad to most folks. And now they're in a home where it smells good, and that smell might be bad to them. All these different senses that are attacking them that are different than what they know. And so this grant then focuses on helping teachers know more about the needs of children who are in foster care, understanding what's happening in their lives outside of the classroom. So we have some trainings for through the Child Development Center, students who are in our early childhood programs or in our child and family development programs who are doing practicums or internships or student teaching at the Child Development Center are then going to have trainings about the special needs of children with in the foster care system. Also, we're going to have trainings for parents of children who are in the foster care system. Some folks may not realize all of the things that foster parents do as part of caring for these children. They're in the unique situation of treating these children as if they are their own and giving them their whole heart and all of their love, but also knowing that at any moment those children may not be with them for whatever reason. The state might think that they should be in a different placement, or that they're going to go back with their biological family, and you never know for sure each day how that goes. And that is the goal of foster care, is that they be reunited with their biological families. And so to support those foster families through that, we're going to have some parent night outs and some specific supports for those families. Another thing that the grant is going to be providing is information to parents at the Child Development Center and other folks from the community who may be interested in finding out about foster care. What are the issues with foster care? What is the situation in our community? Because our community, foster care and child abuse and neglect are obviously directly linked, and we have such high incidence of child abuse and neglect in our area of the state. We have a higher incidence than even Kansas City or St. Louis, which some people are very shocked to find that out. So there are going to be some trainings focused on what that need is in the community, how folks can be involved, or if they want to become foster parents. So we're kind of hitting it from the educational point of view of what the teachers need to know about families and children, but then also supporting the families who are helping those children, and then other families of how they can support what's happening in the community for those children. Because it's a huge number of children in our community who are actually in foster care, surprisingly.